Hello and welcome to video number 3. We're going to talk about gathering and organizing your content. Here is how it is going to work. First, you're going to get all your content and put it all in one folder. It doesn't have to be organized. And then you're going to start making other folders. You're going to need to have some sort of system to know which folders are which. So what I recommend is you figure out your delivery plan. So once you figure out your delivery plan, then you can do week 1, week 2, week 3, and so forth. In month 1, month 2, month 3, and so forth. But you never want to do something that is easily guessed, like week 1, week 2. You always want to add some sort of numbers after it or before it. But you still want to keep it where you know exactly what week 1 and 2 and so forth. You don't want to do something random, like a bunch of numbers and a bunch of numbers. You want to make it so you understand what it is, but then at the same time, other people can't guess it. Because when we're setting up this type of fixed term membership site, we're not going to be doing any protection whatsoever. Now, I know you're probably thinking, well, can't somebody share it? Can't somebody, this and that? Yes, they probably could, but in reality, you do this so you can take one step forward to get ahead and to protect yourself. But at the same time, if you begin to worry about all these complicated protection scripts and so forth, I guarantee it'll put you back a month or two, or even more than that, and you will not get things done. So this is an extra added layer of protection to protecting yourself. So once you've done that, you can put everything into the folders and it's time to move on. So with that said, now you know what to do. I'm going to show you how to do it, and let's hop over to Windows and start gathering that content and organizing it. The first thing that I recommend that you go ahead and do is to create a folder with the name of your fixed term membership site or the theme, and then add all of your content in this folder. Okay, so I went ahead and copied the content over to this folder, and let's say, for example, that I want to create a fixed term membership site about outsourcing, and each and every month I'll have a different course on outsourcing. Now, let's say, for example, month number 1, I have a video series on Fiverr outsourcing, how to outsource different tasks on Fiverr.com. So in this case, I have about 9 different videos. Now, before I begin to say, okay, this is day 1 or week 1 or day 2, day 3, day 4, you have to think about, okay, if somebody's going to watch this specific video or read this specific piece of content, are they going to feel satisfied for that day? Well, in this case, because video number 1 is just an intro, they're probably not going to feel as satisfied because they're going to want to have some more actionable content. So you could do it in a way like, let's say the first week, they get access to the first 3 videos. And then the second week, they get access to the 4, 5, and 6. And then 7, 8, 9 is the third week. So if I were to do that and think through it, and I say, okay, people are going to be satisfied with these pieces of content and this, and I've gotten to that conclusion where I feel that they're going to be satisfied, and I know they're going to be satisfied, then I can actually begin to make my delivery plan. Now, the reason why I want you to think through this is because if somebody were to receive on the first day something that's not very satisfying, they feel like they didn't get their money's worth, then guess what? They're going to cancel and they're going to ask for a refund. So you want to make sure that you give enough, but not give too much. Now, if I were to give, let's say on the first day, all of this, and all of this is way too much, it's very overwhelming, then, and let's say I give for every week or maybe every day I give a brand new course. Now that would be very overwhelming. And what happens there is somebody will actually get the stuff. They're going to be really happy at first, but then they're going to realize that they're just not going to have time. So you're going to get people who have buyer's remorse and they feel like, wait a minute, I really don't have time. I'm going to have to get my money back. I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm not going to be able to make money with this, or I'm not going to be able to learn this and this and that. So that begins to enter the picture. So what I'm trying to get at is don't give too little and don't give too much. So now that you understand that process, let's go ahead and organize all of this content. So let's say, for example, this is just month number 1, and week number 1, they're going to receive these 3 items and so forth and so forth. Now, if you're doing text or any type of newsletters with content, then you might want to actually put it inside of the autoresponder itself. But if you have some sort of videos or reports or PDFs or anything like that, then this is when this video or this part of the video will be applicable and will be helpful to you. So in this case, I have AVI files and Flash files. And let's say because people are learning only, then I'm only going to provide the Flash files. And what this means is when somebody goes to the link that I send them, they're going to be able to watch the video on site. So obviously you need to locate your files, and then you need to zip your files up. Or if you're not going to do zip files, then you want to make sure that they can read it, or they can watch it, or they can download it off of your site. So in this case, I have decided that, okay, all I want them to do is watch the video on my website. So this is a Flash content, which basically means somebody will come to the site and they'll see the Flash video immediately. Now, what I want to do here is I want to do, say, week 1 and then dash, and then it could be whatever that specific piece of content is about. So I could say week 1, and then let's say for video number 2, I also have week 1. And then video number 3, I got week 1 as well. Video number 4, I have week 2. And so forth and so forth. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this video and go ahead and do that so you can see it all in action. Okay, so I went ahead and did it, and as you can see, I've got week 1, week 1, week 1, 2, 2, 2, and 3, 3, 3. So right now we have created amount of content for 3 weeks. And of course, I can add to this and create more weeks of content in the future. But in this case, I just want to use this as an example. So as you can see, I have named it week 1. So in this case, I'm going to send all these 3 videos to people in one email. Now, if you want to do it on a daily basis, then you might want to say week 1, day 1. Now, I know this looks a little tedious, but I guarantee you that it's going to help you in the long run. So day 1, because that's an introduction video, let's say we'll just give that on day 1 as well. But the 3rd video, which is article research, and let's say my target audience are newbies, so they really need to understand how to do it correctly, and they need the time. So I'm going to say day 3. And if it's on a weekly basis, you probably want to spread it out among the week. You don't want to do it too far, but you want to do it enough where they can watch the videos and take action. Like take action that day or the next day, and give them enough time so that they take action. And this is one of the strategies too that you can use with, getting them to stay in your membership site. Remember, don't give too little, but don't overwhelm them either. So your goal is to help them take action. If you can help them take action, then you're one step closer to them staying at your membership site. But not only that, they're going to succeed, and that's what you want. So week 2, we're going to do day 1 here. And then since that's social networks, I'm going to do day 3. And then I'm going to pause this video and just go through all of these. All right, so now you see that I've gone through everything, and I've got week 1, day 1, and then day 1, and then week 1, day 3, and then week 2, day 1, and week 2, day 3, week 2, day 5, and as you can see, I've done day 1, 3, and 5. And the reason why I did that was just to leave a day in between so that people will have enough time to take action. If you can get them to take action, then they'll love you. And if they can succeed, then they'll love you even more. And of course, they'll stay at your site even longer. So now that you have done that, we're almost done. Now, before I end this video, what I want to do is figure out, in terms of an autoresponder, okay, I've got week 1, so there's 7 days in a week. And if you start using an autoresponder, the day 1 is actually starts with 0. So day 3 would actually be, let's see, 1. And then what I'll do is I'll use dots. And this is really not that complicated once you get a hang of it. So day 1, week 1. So we'll just do day 1. Okay, day 1, 0, and then day 3. So we're going to put 2 emails or 2 links in this one spot. And this is 1. And then 2 is day 3. And then 4, 5, 6, 7. So in actuality, it's just that day minus 1. So we've got 7 days here. And then the following week is day 1. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. And then 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then so forth. 14, 15, or not 15, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and then so on and so on. So this is actually the schedule that you're going to enter into the autoresponder. And as you can see, it's basically just a day minus 1 to get that number. And it'll make all sense when I actually set up the autoresponder and set up the sequences and everything like that. So I'm going to close this down, and we're going to move on to the next video, and I'm going to talk about how to increase your stick rate so that people will stay in your membership site.